Guys, what's up? Today we're going to be talking about automating Adobe Stock and how you can get the most out of your automation. I had a comment here in one of my last videos. I posted it 11 days ago. It was this video specifically where I talked about the 4 tips for Adobe Stock that nobody's really talking about. And I did have relatively a good question, right? And the question starts off right here. It's all about the automation process. And when I give my answer today, it's going to actually give a lot of background information on how I do things. So if you're either looking to start automating your Adobe Stock account, or you're currently automating, you just want more information around it, you want to kind of speed up in that game, I'll be sharing the information that I've personally learned through this process so far. So the question from Vanja Loveric says, you speak of automating the entire process and that you can make both Leonardo and Midjourney to work for you overnight. I'm very eager to know how, and I will look into the videos you've mentioned. But what I would like to know is which percentage of your photos that you get that way do you end up actually using for actual uploads? We all know challenges with quality in these AI tools. So how do you ensure quality with such automated prompts? Do you take any ideas you like and grow further, or you just discard and use upload ready in the batch you were given either Leonardo or Midjourney? That doesn't make sense, but I understand the question. I hope I was clear in what I'm asking. So first off, shout out to this person who asked the question, Vanja Loveric 946. Basically, what they're asking is a 2-part question. First, they want to know, how does this automation process where I just essentially set and forget and the images are being created for me? That's the first part. The second part of the automation for Adobe Stock is when I just create a bunch of images, do I use all of them? Do I discard some? Do I get rid of some? How do I make sure that the quality is good? And specifically, they say, we all know the challenges with quality in these AI tools. So I'm going to start off by answering my first disagreement with the question, because you made a statement that says, we all know the challenges with quality in the AI tools. So here's the thing. Quality is really not that hard to get with these AI tools. Whether you're talking about Leonardo, whether you're talking about Midjourney, you have to understand the capabilities of that specific software. So for me personally, and I've spoke about this in the course, and I'm telling you, if you're struggling, if anybody here is struggling with basic, questions like this, and I noticed, Vanja Loveric, you're the type of person who you haven't done any AI automation yet. So there's a lot of gap of information you're missing right now. The first gap is believing that AI can't do high quality. It absolutely can. So to be clear, and I've spoken about this in my course, so anybody who's in the course knows this. We have over 130 videos, right? We really prioritize quality, but it's not something that we have to break our backs or worry about, because it's doing the majority of work for us. I said this statement in one of my last videos. I don't remember exactly which one it was, but I know it was one of these. It actually could have been this video, where one of the tips that I said is that I don't like to waste more time than necessary on this business. This business is not the type of business that takes a lot of time. Now, why is that the case? Think about that logically, where I don't like to invest a lot of time in this business. Why? It's because all the work is being done for me at a very high level. If it wasn't, then I would be forced to put my effort into it a lot more. But I've gotten to a point now, guys, where AI has literally taken over more than 99% of this business. All I have to do is just click a few times. That's literally it. There's really nothing else to it. So when you say quality, I have produced a lot of images. We're talking over 70,000 images that I have published on Adobe Stock, and the numbers are only going up and up and up at this point. Now, at the current level that I'm at, guys, I'm in a good spot, but I want to go much, much further. And I wouldn't be able to do that without good quality images. Thankfully, because of the AI tools that I use, and we're talking about AI generation, image generation right now. We're not talking about these kind of tools, right? The automation tools. We're not talking about the automation tools. We're talking about AI image generators. Because of the image generators that I'm currently using, which is currently Leonardo AI and Midjourney, and every now and then I'm using Flux, because of these kinds of systems that I'm using, I don't have to really worry about quality. Almost everything is quality, number one. Number two, when I create these images, and I've spoken about this in the course and I showed it, I'm not just going out there and asking the AI to produce prompts for me, and then I use the automator automatically. That's not what's happening. So for anybody who's curious what I'm talking about when I say the automator, do you guys see this tool? Do you guys see this tool? These two tools are image creation automation tools. That's how I walk away from the computer when I give it a list of prompts to work with. But here's the thing. I'm not just giving it any random list. It's not like I haven't tested these prompts. I'm testing these prompts beforehand. I'm getting a certain style that I like with a certain niche idea, a certain topic, and then I go to the AI and I request for it to create for me a prompt list with certain requirements that I have. And those requirements are designed in such a way that this tool will understand each prompt. And then what it does is it feeds it into the image generation software over time in a safe way, okay? Over a slow, safe period. That's how I get to walk away from the computer. Now, in terms of quality, the quality is being maintained for two reasons. Number one, I'm not using some cheap garbage AI image generation software tool. I'm really investing in the best ones that I could find. That's number one. But number two is that I'm pre-testing these prompts and I'm pre-configuring them myself. I'm not leaving it up to a machine to create the prompts for me. Does that make sense? So I'm pre-testing the prompts, pre-creating prompts, and then when I get the idea that I like, I give that to the AI, they expand on it, they'll make me a list of thousands of different prompts, and then slowly with time, whether it be in a day, 2 days, whatever, I will feed those prompts to the image generation AI automation tools. So it's either this one or this one, right? Depending on the software that I'm currently using. Then when I'm doing that, what's going to happen? A ton of images are going to be produced. Then what do? I download the images. After I download, they have to go through a certain upscale process, okay? Which, once again, I showed the double upscale process in the course. Once again, if any beginners are struggling with basic things like high rejections, low quality images, like somebody commented the other day, I create images with Flux, but 90% get rejected. These are basic beginner type things that I already ironed out in the course that you don't have to worry about, okay? So after you get all that kind of stuff done, what's next? It's the upload process. The upload process comes with a few things. First, you have to put it in the right category, meaning you have to say if it's an illustration or if it's a photo. You have to type like what kind of graphic it is. So, is it a graphical resource? Is it a picture of a food? Is it a picture of an animal? Like, what is it, right? And then with that whole process, and that's a bulk process really, you're titling and you're tagging. Now with the titling and tagging, we made videos on those resources, whether it be the stock photo scanner tool, which we have videos on, okay? And I'll leave all these videos links in the description. Or it's the, the fast title tool, which there's two of them. There's one, an AI-powered one, and then there's the budget cheap one that just automatically adds whatever is there. I personally prefer this one. But there's been a new tool on the block that's an AI agent that automates everything from titling to tagging, which is this one, which is much better and it's worth the money, in my opinion. But you take a tool like this, right, and you utilize it to title and tag for you automatically and go from image to image to image to image by itself. This is why I say, once again, I don't want to sit there and maximize the amount of time I'm working in this business. That's called running in place. I'm not getting anywhere. Have you ever guys heard that statement? Oh, you're running in place, you're running in place. That's what it means. You're running, you're doing all this activity, all these motions, but you're not getting anywhere. If I'm sitting there 10 hours a day on this business, and I'm doing 20 photos a day, 100 photos a day, 200 photos a day, that's me going nowhere. That's not enough. I'm using AI to do thousands a day, and those thousands are slowly building up. The only thing holding me back is the amount that I can publish every day, that I can submit every day. because there's limits depending on the size of the account. Now, I have multiple accounts, so I'm trying to build them up as fast as I can. But I'll give you an example. Like, I created a new account for my members. For the people who watch my YouTube videos, you guys see how it says members only here? Members only. Like, there's certain members only videos. Well, I posted I think maybe 2 videos in the series of me. This is a video as well, but members only videos, but where I basically made a statement. I believe, I don't know which video it was. I have a lot of members only videos, but basically where I made a statement that I'm going to create a new account. I'm starting it from scratch, and I'll be doing gradual progress updates. Well, that account was actually featured in one of my last videos. I believe it was this video, where I had like over 3,000 plus images that are currently in the processing stage. In order for me to really grow as fast as I can, I need Adobe Stock to allow me to submit more images. It's the only thing holding me back. If they allowed me to submit 10,000 images a day, I absolutely would. You know, for me, it's not a matter of work, because it doesn't take any effort. I have multiple Midjourney accounts that I pay for, multiple Leonardo accounts that I pay for. I'm testing other softwares. I'm not going to talk about them yet, because I don't want to mention any software that is really not fully tested. But anyways, like I said, if I had the ability, if Adobe Stock allowed me to upload and submit 10,000 a day, I would. Okay? For me, it's not about the hard work. There is no hard work. That's why I say it's literally just a few clicks. I'm not doing any designing myself. I'm surely not doing any tagging or titling myself. So what else is there? There's really no effort. It's just a matter of letting the AI tools do their thing. That's all it is for me. So hopefully this video answers your questions here. So the first fallacy is that there are challenges with the AI. Absolutely not. There are no challenges. You have to understand what that image generator is capable of doing. I gave a good example of this in my course. And once again, I keep mentioning the course because these are constant beginner questions that I'm getting. And there's no problem with that. But if you go through the course, you won't have to deal with any beginner-related issues. Okay? I ironed out them for a reason. I went through all these questions for a reason. So I'll give you an example. Leonardo AI. When I was recording for the course, I was trying to create a picture of a peach in real life. Like a photo, not in real life, but an AI photo, as if it's a photograph. Leonardo AI was struggling with that. We tested every model, we tested every single setting on Leonardo AI. It just struggled with that. It was just something that it couldn't do as well. But if I asked it to create a picture of a blueberry or blueberries, it did it phenomenally. So my point here is, and I'm using this as an example to illustrate to you, that certain AI tools have capabilities that are good, that can do very well in certain types of images, and then they have certain things that they struggle with. I'll give you another example. For a very long time, Leonardo AI had struggled with creating pictures of hands on models, or getting the eyes right. Lots of issues there, depending on the model that's being used. And even till today, depending on the model that's being used, lots of different issues. So these are all things that you have to learn how to navigate and circumvent, depending on which AI tool you're going to use. Okay? All of these things come into play. So as far as the quality, that's a fallacy. The quality is phenomenal. Okay? So how do you ensure quality? I ensure quality because I'm testing it in the beginning. I understand the tools, and the tools are doing a great job for me. After that, do I take any ideas that I like and grow them further? Of course. That's during the testing phase, right? Where I'm testing the images that I like, a certain style that I like. Then I give it to an AI, have a huge prompt list, feeds it into the AI automation tools, which without tools like this, the business wouldn't run not even a fraction of how good it is. And then it's all done from there. So this is a business, like I said, and I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again because we're getting new viewers here that are interested in this kind of thing. This is one of these businesses that's almost like a real estate business. You're not going to make your money all back up front. It's not going to happen. What's going to happen is you're going to get a slow drip feed of income. And the more income you dump into it, the more income you'll make over time. Now, some people will say, well, what's the point of that? Why would I even invest in a business like this if it's just going to give me a slow income over time? Well, two reasons. The first reason is you're adding a second source of passive income, a third source, a fourth source, whatever, another source of income for you, number one. Number two, it doesn't take time to run. This is all AI stuff. If you're doing this manually, you're literally killing yourself. There's no reason for all that effort because you have competitors out there who are using AI and dominating. They're doing 100 times more than you ever could do, right? And that's not an insult. That's just the truth. A robot could do 1,000,000 times more than a human could do, and it will be no effort to the robot. Human beings struggle, so that's the second thing. The third thing is it's a tax deduction. I'm deferring taxes for income down the road. Remember, I have to pay taxes on the income that I earn from other sources. So if I sell an ebook, right, through my websites, and I'm teaching people how to sell ebooks, and I sell them for $50, $80, $90, $40, even $35, right, all these kind of ebooks, and I have a number of websites, let's say 12 websites after I sell all my other websites, I have this income coming in each and every day, $1,200, $1,500, sometimes $2,000, and if it's a really, really high day, $4,000, right, a day. I need things that will cost me money that will reduce my costs on one of my income sources. So if I have an income source that's doing really, really well, I have two options at the end of the year. I can either give IRS over 50%, or I can show the IRS I'm using this money and investing it in other sources, and those investments cost me money. Now, the whole benefit of that is that I'm guaranteeing income over a longer period of time. I'm not guaranteeing that the income is going to come in today or now, but I'm getting a drip feed of income later down the road. That's the whole point here. It's the same way that real estate works, guys. People make money. Let's say they're doctors. They make a ton of money. Well, they have two choices. They can pay, let's just say a doctor makes $600,000 a year. Maybe they're a surgeon or something. They're going to have to pay over $300K, more than $300K, depending on where they live, but more than $300K in taxes. Or they could take $300K, they could put it as a down payment on 4 or 5 different properties, small properties, let's say Section 8 properties, whatever. They're putting it as a down payment, let's say 20% on each property. If the house costs $65,000, needs some work, whatever, that's a down payment of, what is that, 14K roughly, something like that. Closing costs, whatever. You know, maybe they work with somebody, but you could buy a number of houses like that. Let's say you have $300K, you could buy 5, 6, 7, 8 houses, right? Especially if they're cheap, maybe a little bit expensive, whatever. But then they defer their taxes. So all these things cost money to invest in, right? And because they cost money, then I get to deduct that cost against the income. And when I get to do that, I'm essentially, the IRS is allowing me to not have to spend as much in taxes at the end of the year, and I get to keep resources based on the money that I have made versus me just literally giving it to the IRS and getting nothing back in return. Do you see the difference there? So that's the difference here. And so if you're the type of person that wants to get into real estate, get into Adobe Stock first. Get into stock photography first, because this is going to give you a model of understanding for long-term progressive income. Now, here's the thing. And I just want to pitch this here because this is not, so people don't talk about this. Nobody gets into real estate to actually generate income. People get into it for the deductive purposes, for the protection purposes, not for the income purposes. Now, we get into Adobe Stock for the income purposes. However, it is a drip feed of income over a long period of time. We're not trying to make $50,000 today. You don't get into the Adobe Stock or stock photography business to make a ton of money today. That's not what it's for. You make money over a long period of time. That's what it's designed for, okay? So it's really very, very simple. And the nice thing about it is that this is one of the only businesses that can kind of be automated fully through AI at this point. There are other businesses out there that have a lot of AI presence in them, but it cannot be fully automated at this point. So, hey, you know, it's actually very good. And we, to be honest, we have a huge advantage. I'll talk about this more in future videos, but by us using AI tools, you have to understand that majority of the people who are contributing to these websites, they don't live in a country where they can easily afford AI tools. So we have advantage over the majority. You have to understand that. And when we have that advantage, we can produce 10, 100, 200 times more on a weekly basis. Now, if we're doing that, then we dominate the marketplace and we eradicate the competition. You see where I'm going with this? So the point is that slow progressive growth, AI automation, low effort, it's really a perfect match. I don't think there's going to be a better passive income business on the internet currently to date for this business, all right? I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this video is beneficial. Once again, for anybody who needs help ironing out the beginner type of issues, I get comments all the time that are related to beginner type issues. What pixel size? How many times should I upscale? What upscaler do you use? You know, all these beginner type of stuff. What softwares? How do I run the softwares? How do I install the softwares? How do I create certain images? What images sell the best? All kinds of basic stuff like that. Go to the course, grab the course. It also comes with a software built into it for keyword research, which, you know, I feel like is a benefit. But anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. See you guys soon. If you have more comments, leave them in the comments down below and keep tackling this business, all right? See you guys soon. Peace out. Bye.